everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole. I am a 33-year-old cash budgeter in Virginia. I am currently a stay-at-home mom to two littles, and I'm on a journey to reduce my debt as well as become more financially stable. Today we are going to be looking at our January budget, and we are going to figure out what bills need to be paid with what paychecks, and specifically look at our first paycheck in January because it is already almost January, which it's almost the new year. That's insane. So we are going to be doing the highlighter method that I believe originated-ish from the Budget Mom, but it's just a way to write out all your bills and then go ahead and predetermine what bills are going to be paid by what paycheck so you can have a plan before the paycheck comes and move things around as you see fit. So I've started getting my planner ready for the new year, which is, again, insane to think that we are already heading into January of a new year. I have not had a chance to do my layout or anything yet, so today we are only going to be focusing on writing in our bills and designating a payday. So I am going to go ahead and write all of them in, and I will speed you up through this process. And I do have my little cheat sheet off to the side here that I am going to be referencing as far as when everything is due. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll speed you up, and I'll be back. Alrighty, so sorry for that flipping, but these rings get in the way sometimes. Okay, so there are all of the bills, and I smeared some of my marker because I was using one of the marker pens. I figured it would show up better on camera, and I have horrible lighting going on right now. So that's frustrating. But anyway, okay, we have everything written down. I'm not sure. The paydays that we're going to do some color coding here. I went ahead and added in the last payday of December because I'm pretty sure a bunch of the bills, our bills, I did pull money from that payday. These are all going to smear. I did not choose the right pin. I pulled money out of our last paycheck to pay a bunch of things. So everything that I've pulled money for is going to be in this gray color. So we cash stuffed these utilities. We cash stuffed a bunch, and we did a bunch of credit cards. Let's see. We did that one. Again, I have some notes off to the side that I'm referencing here. So this is going to help out tremendously with this first paycheck, because this first paycheck was quite heavy because it's we are getting paid 3 times in January. We don't typically see it as a magic month just because of how we do our bills. We are paid bi-weekly. So some months we do get that third paycheck, but that just means this is technically considered the first paycheck of February, because if not, then that next paycheck in February isn't until mid-month. So if we did not use this paycheck to pay something in February, then it would be late. So we have a little bit more wiggle room, but it's not like a free payday because we are not like a full month ahead. So this is what's left. So now let's look and see what else we are going to add in for the paycheck on the 1st. And this is where I need to get out my little sheet here. So I am going to have to turn the planner a little bit just so I have some room to write. But I'm pretty sure, here we go. I believe with it like that, you can pretty much still see all of the important information. Okay, so this is my little sheet that I made. It just is more of a visual reference of what we are doing. And for the sake of this sheet, I'm not going to include the 18th. I'm just going to start with the 1st, and then we'll do the 15th and the 29th. So for this first paycheck, we are looking at, so we need to write down our subscriptions first, because these obviously auto draft out of our account. So for the first paycheck, we are looking at our Apple, Kindle, and we have Paramount. YouTube is a subscription, but that's one that we kind of pick and choose when we use it. So I'm going to leave that as its own. And then Netflix, Prime, HBO, and then third paycheck, we just have Disney as part of December, but we will obviously have more that go with this paycheck, because this paycheck would go through February 12th, I believe. I haven't gone that far in our paydays. Okay. So that's how our subscriptions will play out. So we can highlight our Apple, our Kindle, and Paramount in our blue color, and then purple will be Netflix, Prime, and HBO. HBO is a new one because I got the Black Friday promo that they were doing it's $3 for 12 months. So that one is just going to be $3. Okay, and then next up, we are obviously going to finish out our utilities. And I have $195 saved for our utilities. And I do have my little cheat sheet here of how much our utilities are going to be. And then, okay, so I have enough for these three. So it would just be our gas bill. So I'm just going to make a note that this is going to be gas only because we already have everything. And that would be 95. And then mortgage is obviously our big one. I chose not to take half our mortgage out. This past paycheck, I chose to pay the debt payments instead. So it will be the full amount. And unless it changes, that is $12.25. Oh, and then over here we do have our Wi-Fi, which will be next. We have switched this to be an auto draft bill as well, and that is 90. And then we have our YouTube. This is YouTube TV, and we pretty much only keep it for half the year because of like football mainly, and we're just home more during this time. So, and then these three are also, all of these are auto drafted. So our insurance, see, I have my new policy in front of me. Our first, it's going to be, it went up a little bit, so it's going to be 150. And then our pest control is 41. So that is everything that we are paying for sure. Which is 1709. Okay. And then that leaves, highlight these. So we have my American Express, which the minimum payment I am paying on that is 50. Ulta does not have a balance, so we are not going to worry about this one. Our loan will be 160. The Kohl's card, as of right now, does have a balance because that is the card I was using for our Christmas shopping. So we will see what is left after we do. I haven't done my unstuffing yet, so I'm not sure. We will see what that is. My Chase card gets paid with my Etsy Pay because that is my business card. My son gets 20. I don't know why I wrote 20. We do 25 for both of our kids, direct, like auto withdrawn out of our account. Credit One. So this is the card that we put my dog's vet bill on. And we are trying to pay that off, but I don't believe it has, like, we don't have a minimum payment that like is going to come out of our paycheck, but I am going to write it down just in case. I'll have to check that. We have the student loan, which is 66. My daughter, her withdraw, and then we have a flex line of credit that we used to do some debt consolidation, and we make a whopping $450 payment on that one. So let's see what that is. Nope, I forgot the 35. So 35, 50. So we're only at $811. So for this second paycheck, we are going to go ahead and pull in the cell phone payment. or wait, no. Or do we're going to do half our mortgage payment. That's what we need to do. That's what I'm missing. Normally we do a half mortgage. Oops. So this would be February mortgage. The full amount would be $1,225, and we are going to do $625. So we're at $1,436, and we're going to leave it at that for right now because this paycheck is a paycheck that might be short money-wise because of the holidays. And my husband, obviously, I say obviously, like you guys know, he has been off. He's been off work. His job does a shutdown every year for the holidays. So he's been hanging out at home, and because of that, he is not getting his overtime pay. He is getting his regular pay, but he is not getting overtime. So that obviously affects his paycheck. So that's how we're going to leave this. So for right now, this is $1,436. Depending on, once we get closer to that and I see like, or he kind of has an idea of, let's see, because he goes back to work on the 5th and he'll have this week that he'll be working, and he's already said he's probably working that first weekend back. So he is either, depending on what he's going to do, he probably will have some overtime on this paycheck. We're just unsure of how it will play out since today. So I don't even know what today is. Today is Monday, the 29th. So today, tomorrow, and Friday are unpaid days during his shutdown. So he is, as far as I know, he said he is going to be using his PTO for these days. So he's not short, which means his overtime would still be overtime because he gets paid for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So then he should still have overtime on this paycheck. I just don't know what that's going to be. So we will most likely also be adding, I'll go ahead and write it down just because I don't want to forget about it. The cell phone bill is $127. We will probably add that to this paycheck as well, which is $1,563. So let's just write that down. Okay, so that is how January is going to play out as far as our bills. And this third paycheck, which is on the 29th, is going to end up being for all of February, which I have not set up yet. So I'm not even going to look that far ahead because it's not even technically January yet. So let's do a quick little paycheck breakdown of what we just did. Whew. And sorry for that noise. I just realized we do need to make an amendment here. Old Navy has a little bit of a balance on it, and I'm unsure, since we haven't done the unstuffing yet, I'm unsure if I'm going to be able to unstuff for that amount or if I do need to budget that from the paycheck. So I do need to add that on here as well. But I don't know the amount. So I'm going to write that down just in case, like I did with these ones. And then once we do, I need to do my like debt update and everything. So once I look at all of that, I will be able to figure out what needs to be considered, I guess, new debt, because of the holidays. Okay, so this pay period, we are going to look at the 1st through the 14th. I'm not going to write the paycheck because I don't really know what the paycheck's going to be. I do know we are going to have a rollover that I've saved. And I believe that was $922. I don't know. I don't know what that's going to be. I saved I pulled out $922 from our paycheck on the 18th for some of these bills. Um, but I need to look at that. I need to do my unstuffing, which I'm hoping I can film after this. But real quick, let's go ahead and write these down. So we are going to have our subscriptions, which I want to write. Oh my gosh, what is going on with my pens? Ew. Okay. My pen doesn't want to erase very good right now. So the subscriptions that we have this pay period, we have Apple, Kindle, and Paramount. We are paying utilities, mortgage, our Wi-Fi, insurance, YouTube, and pest control. And then for debt payments, we have all of these that we saved from last paycheck. So I will just write those down just so I don't forget to pay them. I'm probably paying them as soon as I can go to the bank and put the money in. But I don't necessarily like to do that before the month actually begins because then it looks like there's more. Statement wise, it would have like 2 payments in December instead of there being a January payment. And when I like go back and look at everything, it just ends up confusing me because then if I don't make another payment in January, I freak out that we didn't pay it, if that makes sense. Okay, so those and all of those I'm pretty sure equaled 727. That number is just in my head. Okay, and then for expenses, we always have our grocery, gas, food. Ooh, our Amazon package is getting dropped off right now, and I really hope they don't ring the doorbell because my kids are sleeping. And we'll write pets and spending. Ooh, that was loud. They just shut their van door. Please don't wake up my kids. Oh my goodness. And then we will obviously, let's take a look at our sinking funds and see where we are going to want to put some money. We always do baby, Costco gets its own little amount. Food is up here, gas is up here, groceries up here. We can write health, household. I want to, yes. This is all in our spending. Pets is up here. Okay, so those are our main expense sinking funds that we will add money to. Beauty needs to get a little more consistent with getting stuff. Haircuts probably needs to get stuff. And vet probably needs to get stuffed if possible, because like I said, we are trying to pay off that bill that we had. So okay, and then our savings, we're going to have obviously our minis, our debt binder, our core savings. Oh, Christmas needs to go up here. Christmas, holidays, our scratch off binder, and then a long term. I think that's all of them. Okay. And then also I need to add just savings in general, like our emergency fund, um, unbudgeted, all that little category. Our pink binder. These three are in our pink binder. Okay, so that's everything that we're gonna do. I'm not prepared yet to go over the sheet because I would like to wait until I actually have the paycheck numbers, and then we will do a cash planning. And then this sheet is for my records, and we'll do a cash planning together on camera. So that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope my process made a little bit of sense. Sorry we didn't get to do all the fun little decorating and everything, but I am on a limited amount of time to film right now because my kids are sleeping and I sent my husband to his friend's house so that I could get some work done. So I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. This video is probably going to be going up as soon as possible, so I hope everyone has a safe and happy new year, and I will see you in the next video.